Hi YouTube friends, thank you so much for tuning in. Justin and I are here to answer some questions that you have asked us in Justin's previous video that we uploaded where he was in San Diego and shared his proposal story. So we're going to answer those questions that you have for us. We're going to answer how many, honey?
I don't know. How many were there?
16.
There were a lot. You guys asked a lot of questions.
Yeah, 16. So this is going to be a fairly long video, but we hope we answer pretty much all the questions that were thumbs up. Alright, so the first question is, of course, how did we meet?
How do we meet? Okay, so we met online. We met on Yahoo Personals, and I had a profile for a while, but I never really checked it very often. And one day I got an email from Yahoo saying, I think this profile would be really this person would be compatible with you. And so I looked at the profile and I just kept reading it over and over, and I told my roommate, man, this girl sounds amazing. And so so the next day I paid the $24.95 to get her contact information, and I contacted her, and we talked for about a week or so on the phone and online and that kind of thing. And before we met up, and I guess that was how we met.
Yep, that's how we met. Let's see. So the second question is, where did you have your first date? So Justin and I had our first date while we were both in college. We met at a public place, Starbucks. I mean, like, when you meet I've never met anyone on the internet before, so you have to, like, meet somewhere safe.
April was the only person I had ever contacted either.
I know, we were like, are you psycho? Are you psycho?
I didn't think that about you. I hope you didn't think that about me.
Well, I just wanted to be safe, so we met at a Starbucks, and I got out of my car, and Justin greeted me with roses, and it was really sweet, and we chatted for a bit at Starbucks. And do you want to continue?
Yeah, and then we left Starbucks after determining we weren't serial killers, and then we went down to the beach and just kind of hung out and talked, and yeah, it was actually a quite romantic first date, I think.
Yeah, and I like it because we ended up, like, for many other dates, we would end up going to the beach and, like, have picnics or just talk at night, and I like it. Can
I real quickly tell about the second date?
Oh yeah.
Just really quickly. I need to tell. This is really important. Okay, so the second date, because so April used to live near an IKEA.
I'm blushing now.
So we lived near an IKEA, and the second date, we was like, let's just go to IKEA and just walk around, and just hang out and look at all the furniture.
Yeah, I love that.
So it was fun. So we went to IKEA, and we're walking around and looking at all this stuff, and there's a cafeteria in there, right? And they sell, like, hot dogs and stuff, and so like, let's get something to eat, right? Yeah. So April orders a hot dog. I think I ordered a hot dog too. And we sit down, we're about to eat, and April takes out a pat of butter, like a little pat of butter, and starts rubbing it on the hot dog bun. And I was like, what the heck are you doing? Who puts butter on a hot dog bun?
He didn't say that, though. He kept that to himself.
I didn't say that. I just was thinking in my head, like, this is really strange. Who does this? And later, I didn't tell her for like another 6 months how funny I thought that was. But, right away I thought, man, this is one idiosyncratic girl. But I liked it. I just had to tell that. It was really funny.
I liked my butter.
All right. Next.
Well, not so much anymore because
Oh yeah. Well, next question.
Okay, so how long have we been together?
How long have we been together?
We've been together for 5 years of March 21st.
Yes, as of March 21st.
It's our anniversary.
Right around the corner. It's our relationship anniversary, even though our official wedding anniversary is August 7th.
Yeah, we just got married, but we've been together for 5 years. So, how long did we be together before getting married?
How long were we together before we got married? Let's see. Well, should I tell how long, like, before I proposed to you, or? Oh,
maybe just how long until we got married.
Okay. So we were together for, I would say, 3.5 years before we got married, right?
Actually, 4.5 because we got married in August. And it's almost our 5th year. My
bad. The time just flies.
Dang, you feel like we're married a long time. Well, no, you proposed 3.5. So,
that's true. Yeah. I did propose 3. Yeah, that was okay. So I proposed 3.5 exactly. Yeah.
So, honey, this is the one that we get all the time. Like, all the time. They always want to know, what do you do for a living?
What do I do for a living?
Yeah, and did you use that degree that you got in college towards your job?
Okay.
So, go ahead and
let's see. Okay, so my educational background is I'm an engineer from UCLA, and that was my undergraduate degree, computer engineer. And I immediately went into, using my degree in the medical device industry as a applications manufacturing engineer. And so I was with a great company for a couple years, and then I moved to another surgical instrumentation company where I'm in marketing now. I transitioned into marketing into product management, which is essentially I manage everything about a certain product, and so my particular specialties are laparoscopy and gynecology. So, and additionally, I'm going to graduate school to get my MBA. So that pretty much sums it up. So yes, that's what my background is. That's what I do, and yes, I am using my degree for my job.
I think you're amazing, honey.
Well, thank you, sweetheart.
Alrighty, so I guess I should answer that as well because I get that a lot. So I went to A-State College, California State University of Long Beach, and I majored in child development, and then I second majored in family life education. I like that. Justin really encouraged me to double or to get a second bachelor's degree, and I really appreciate you for that because it makes me stand out among like the other teachers.
Absolutely.
And that's what I wanted to share. I ended up becoming a preschool teacher, and I really feel as though my second degree really set me on a higher standard. Like everyone would hire me when I would apply at a school, except for this one school. I don't like your school. Anyhow, I ended up being a preschool teacher, and I have experience teaching kids from infant to 6-year-old, but my favorite group are toddlers. But right now, I'm currently a housewife, and I love it, and that's the life that we want, and that's the life that we have, and I just love being a housewife and taking care of Justin. I have so much time to clean and take and make new meals for you and bake and do Cook with April.
Cook. Check out our cooking channel if you haven't, please.
Thank you, sweetie.
Look at the box right here.
Honey, no
oh, sorry. My bad.
All right, so that's what we do for a living.
Okay, next.
Sorry, I have a thingy thing.
It's okay.
Password.
Okay, next one is what key elements make a successful relationship and marriage? Well, okay.
You can go ahead. You're better at.
Okay, so I'm very adamant about a couple things to have a good relationship and a good marriage. There's one thing that I think is the most important thing, and if you have this aspect down, everything else will be totally easy, and that's communication. I think that the most important thing in a relationship and a marriage is to be able to talk about absolutely anything with the person that you're with.
Yes.
And literally every single thing that you can even think of. When April and I got together, one of the things that we did right at the beginning was talk about all of the very, very important things to us, such
like
as religion, politics, whether or not we want to have kids, how we want to live our life, all of these really fundamental questions that I feel like a lot of times people just kind of put off until much later in the relationship, and I feel as though that's such an important thing that you have to kind of take care of before you progress in the relationship. So there's those kind of things that you have to talk about, as well as all sorts of other things, that are really important about your feelings and what your functionalities and dysfunctionalities are associated with when you fight, and you need to be able to talk about all that stuff without resentment and all this stuff. I mean, one of the biggest things is how you argue. Is that I don't know if that was one of the other questions or not, but the thing is that when you argue, I feel as though a lot of people, and this, we had some issues with this in the beginning too, which was a lot of people's natural tendency is to kind of, when you get really angry or upset about something, you kind of just want to have space to be able to think about it and not be around that person immediately, and that is something that's really, really important, at least I feel, and I think we feel now, is that we basically don't leave the room until we have that issue resolved.
Yeah, we talk it through, and we never go to bed angry.
We never go to bed angry.
We always give each other a kiss goodnight.
Right, absolutely. And I think that way you don't engender resentment, and again, I feel as though you have to be able to talk out these things, because think about it. When you're younger, a relationship is somewhat easy compared to all the different responsibilities and obligations that you have later in your life, like kids and a career and all of these bills and all this stuff. I mean, all that stuff just adds extra weight onto it. So you really need to make sure that you have a really strong foundation for a relationship. And I think that if you can get that down, you can overcome anything together, I think.
I agree.
Don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True. Justin, what do you love about April?
What do I love about
that
April?
question,
Oh, oh man, well, obviously I married her, so I had to like a few things about her. I love so many things about you, sweetheart. The first thing I noticed about her was obviously she's stunning. I mean, look at her. She's beautiful.
Look at that.
She's beautiful. Just and I mean, all you can see right now is her face, but she's got a banging body too.
No.
Sorry, I had to say it.
You're such a guy.
Well, sorry, it's true. So I love those. Those are physical characteristics, obviously, that I love about her. But that's what immediately attracted me about her. She is the most sincere and genuine and kind person I've ever met in my entire life. I mean, you guys have seen it on her channel. She's just so positive. Her positivity is just overflowing. I mean, that's what I feel so fortunate to come home every day and see you.
I need my tissue.
Oh, do we need some tissues?
No.
Use my sleeve. There you go.
Oh,
you want to use
no,
my sleeve?
it's
Okay. But I just feel so lucky to be able to come home after a hard day or a long day and something's bothering me, and you're just always so positive and cheerful, and I feel so fortunate to have you in my life.
Thank you, sweetie.
And it's you know, I've never I never thought I could have something like that, and so that's a really important thing to me. Hold on, and the list could go on, but I'm trying to pick a few of the most things. Of course, she's an amazing cook. I'm so lucky to have that. Because we're both kind of foodies, and she's just so adventurous and trying new recipes. She is just so nurturing. I mean, with our cats, obviously, she's going to be such an amazing mother. And you know, that was something I immediately noticed when I first met her. So those are some of the things that immediately come to mind.
I want to share what I love about you.
Okay, all right.
When I met Justin, he was the most positive person I've ever met. I mean, I thought I was happy, but no one beats Justin. Justin is like Mr. Happy, Mr. Friendly, and I love that about you. You're just so happy. And I mean, he's so handsome. I mean, he's just so studly. I mean, there are men, you know, you walk down the street or you go to the mall, you go to the store. Ain't nobody as fine as my man. That's all I gotta say.
Dang, okay.
And also, I love how you're so driven. Like, you're always motivated, and you motivate me to do well in my life, and you have. I love that you're encouraging, and you are so gentle and so loving towards me and our cats.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're just the best, and I'm so lucky that I have a soulmate. I really feel like you and I were meant to be together. Like, everything, like, we complete each other's sentences.
We do.
We enjoy the same things.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about us is... That's all I gotta say.
I do. You know, you're the point about soulmates. I really feel that way. That's. I think we were really fortunate to be able to find each other so early in our life.
I know, so early.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. I can't wait to have kids. Let's see if
me
that's
too.
the next question, you guys. It says, so we did the how do you avoid arguing already pretty much.
We did talk
and
about
the
that.
resolve an argument. We did that. We confront it. And how do you keep your relationship healthy and strong?
Healthy and strong. Okay. I can think of a few things. I think that. So first of all, I think there's something that my dad taught me really early in life, and I think that this is something pretty important. I mean, for full disclosure, so my parents got divorced when I was a teenager, and it obviously really affected me. I'm sure a lot of you guys are have experienced similar things, and obviously it really changed me and changed the course of my life, and I think I was kind of forced to mature early, to kind of deal with some of that stuff, and as a result, it really shaped a lot of the things about how I wanted to have my future relationship, and some of the things that I wanted to make sure that I had strong, so that I could try and have a really successful marriage, and relationship. And so one of the most important things that my dad taught me, which I will never forget, is that the way in which you can have a healthy and successful relationship is every single day to try to help your partner achieve their dreams and their goals in their life. And if you do that for each other, and you always are supportive about what they're doing and helping them and what can I do next to help you achieve your dreams. I think that you'll always be able to love one another because you know that the other one is rooting for you. And in a relationship, you have to have that. Your partner they will be the person there at the end of the day. And if there is hidden resentment and all this kind of stuff in the relationship, I mean, you're always going to feel as though you're not fulfilling your own true potential, because there's a difference between what you personally want in your life and what you feel you were put on this earth to accomplish, but there's also what you want to accomplish as a couple, you know, when it comes to all the things that you want to do together. So but you got to have both. You can't just do everything for one person and everything for the other person. It's got to be mutual, you know. So I think that's one thing to keep a relationship strong. Number 2 would be obviously communication. We talked about that. Number 3 would be, I would say, intimacy. You know, I think that is a really important thing in a relationship, is that constantly telling your partner that you love them and the affection. You know, I guess maybe is a better word than intimacy, but you know, you always, you know, that's a really important thing in a relationship is to be able to always have chemistry and be able to just love being around each other and touching each other and holding each other, that kind of thing. I think that's really important. So I guess that maybe my thanks for the sorry. I'm very passionate about this topic, so I want to say what I feel. So one more thing I think is really important, and again, this is something my dad taught me too, which is that think of a relationship, something strong, as kind of like this circle diagram. So in the middle circle, you've got you and your partner, right? And that is the core thing about your relationship, and no one can get into that circle. It's just you guys, right? So you guys are the strongest bond. And then around that, you have your family, both your families. You know?
Cats.
And your cats. You know, all of the people that are immediately in your life, and they're very important parts of your life, but anything that's said and done in that circle cannot penetrate the inner circle, you know, because you have to have a core foundation in that inner circle, and then you have friends and other acquaintances and stuff on the very outside circle, and none of those things can penetrate into the inner layers. And if you kind of have that mentality of that, all of these other people in your life are important, but they, again, at the end of the day, should never be able to alter the course or change the course of what you and your partner want to do
and feel about each other.
Because if you let these people kind of chat in your ear, it's one thing to kind of, you know, to talk about stuff, but it's another thing to really, like, for example, talk to those outside people about something that you truly should be talking to your partner about. A lot of people do that, is that they have this really, you know, this thing really annoying with their partner and stuff, and they don't even talk to about their partner. It just baffles me. Like, if something bothers you about your partner, you have to tell them. That goes back to the communication thing. You tell them. Yeah. You have to tell them. They go and they talk to their friends and their family. Oh my God, I can't stand what they're doing. I mean, that just makes absolutely no sense to me. If you want to have a strong relationship, because friends will come and go. Your partner, if you're with them for the rest of your life, they'll always be there, and you have to talk to them about it. That's the bottom line. So, yeah, sorry, that was long. But what about you? Is there anything else?
The thing that I want to add is, that we should never take each other for granted. I know that, like, you see your husband or your wife or your boyfriend and girlfriend almost often or almost every day. Like, in marriage life, you see each other all the time. Right. And sometimes you put things first, like, oh, I have this to do, I have work to do. Right. But the thing that matters most to me is Justin. So I am going to put everything aside to be with Justin, you know, to be with you and to take care of you and to love you. So I think that's important.
That's really sweet.
And another thing that I find important between our relationship, at least, I mean, it may not be important for you guys' relationship, but our relationship, I think our humor, our silliness, it brightens my day. I mean, like, we will be in the store, there will be some song playing, Justin will be shaking his booty. Or, like, we just make fun of each other in the elevator while we're going downstairs. Like, or we just make fun of each other. And like, I'm kind of sensitive with his jokes, which I shouldn't. But in the end, I know it's a joke.
Yeah, so, that's a really good one. I love that.
Yeah, I like humor. Okay, let's see the next one. Ooh. places we want to travel.
Ooh.
Oh, you want to
man.
share our destination?
Sure, that's a big one.
Yeah.
So we love to travel.
Yeah,
I
me
love to
too.
travel, and I infected April because now she loves to travel.
I do.
And we've been a lot of places together. We've been to. I've had the fortune to go to a lot of places for my work, so I've been able to bring her. So we went to Okinawa, Japan.
Yeah.
We went to Kauai.
Hawaii.
We went to for our honeymoon. We went to Thailand and Singapore. We are in our next trip that we're planning, which we're very excited about. I would say we're pretty much set that we're going to go
set.
here.
Yeah.
We're going to go to Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Beijing.
I'm excited.
For our 1 year anniversary, probably.
Yeah,
so we're very excited. We're probably going to do that. And then future trips. We also love traveling domestically. I have family in Minnesota and up in
Chicago,
Northern
Jessica.
California.
Northern California, babe.
Northern California. And April's family is local to Southern California, so that's really great to see them. And
Yeah.
so yeah, we like traveling all over, and we've got a Europe trip probably planned on the horizon too. So.
Europe trip next, and then we're gonna do another Hawaii trip because we've only been to Kauai, and I want to see the other part. Like what other part?
Like
Maui?
Oahu and Maui and
Mainland,
some of the
all
other
that.
some of the other islands, and we got to get all our traveling in before we have kids. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe that's a good segue into.
I know, huh? Okay,
some of the
so
questions.
we keep getting these questions, like, because I'm fairly older than a lot of YouTubers. Well, I'm turning 27. I mean, it's not something I hide from you guys. I mean, like, if you guys know that I was teaching for many years, I mean, clearly I must be older, right?
Sure.
And I'm proud of my age because I have, grown as a person. And let's see. So, huh?
What?
What'd you say, honey?
I said you're hot.
Oh, thanks. So it says, like, any plans for babies? How many children do you want?
Ooh.
We already know how
We
many.
already know. That was one of the first things we talked about, actually.
Yup.
2 kids. We want
Two.
to have 2 kids, a boy and a girl.
Ideally, but you never know what life gives you.
You never know what happens, but that's what we want to have, a boy and a girl.
And we discussed this, but if we have like 2 boys, we're gonna try for a girl.
I think so, yeah. We definitely...
I really want a baby girl. I mean,
So I
I'm
do
so
too.
girly. I want to dress them up.
Yeah.
And stuff.
So, yeah, 2 or 3.
Yeah, 2 or 3. I mean, I think 3 would be the max. You think, or 4?
I don't know. We'll address that when it comes.
Yeah, when it happens. All right, so this is a pretty touchy subject, but
What's up?
can you give advice on interracial relationships?
Interracial relationships.
Here's the thing, like, when I see you, I just see you as Justin. I don't see you as anyone different from me.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, but
Well-
there are issues with some couples and families and stuff. So would you
Right.
like to share anything?
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
Advice on
most of our experience is obviously with Caucasian interracial relationships, and I can add a little insight, I guess. So as I'm sure you guys know, I think the majority of Asian culture, I think, is quite different from Caucasian culture when it comes to conservativeness about relationships and dating and getting married, moving out, moving in with someone out of wedlock, that kind of thing. So that's quite different, and I think I grew up. I don't know if you guys know this, but my stepmother is actually Filipino, so I grew up around the Filipino culture for my for a good chunk of my life. So I was quite familiar with it, and it just so happened that April was Filipino, and so I think her family kind of really liked that about me, is that I was very familiar with it, and I already knew it, had eaten all the foods and loved the foods, and knew some Filipino words, and a limited amount of Filipino words, but so I think that really helped kind of ease that. One more thing I think that's really important is to realize that there are certain aspects of different cultures that I think when it comes to affection, it's very different. And so
That's true.
for my family, for example, affection is a common thing, to hug and kiss and be close and say I love you and all this kind of stuff. And I think one of the things when we got together, that was kind of maybe a culture shock when I first introduced you to my family. They're all like, oh!
No, I mean, I love them, but
Right.
it's very different because my parents, I don't know if it's Filipino parents, but I don't think it's all Filipino parents or all Asian parents, but particularly mine, they weren't really affectionate. Like, I never really got hugs and kisses when I was young. My mom just wasn't that type of mother. So, like, I never really hugged people so often. I mean, like, now, if you see me, you're going to get a hug.
Right.
I mean, you're going to get a hug.
Right.
But, like, I think affection. Like, you have to know someone's personal space,
right?
And that's for like every
right.
relationship, not just for like interracial.
Right. So you kind of have to just realize that you may need to take it slow if it is an interracial relationship and you're not used to that, right away. So just take it slow.
I advise all girls to take it real slow.
I didn't kiss April for
like 5 months, right?
5 months or
3
3
yeah,
months.
3 months.
Like
a
long time.
Not even a peck for 3 months. See, ladies, men like to chase you, so you keep letting them.
That's true.
It's true. Okay, Justin and April, how did you know he or she was the one?
How about you go first?
No, I don't know. I knew you were the one when we first just started dating. My car breaks down on the last college final, like the last straw. I was gonna graduate college. I did by the way. But it was my last final. My car broke down. I had no one to help me. My dad was just barely getting out of work. I called Justin, and he was like an hour away. He was going to UCLA. I was going to Cal State Long Beach. But he saved me. He picked me up. He dropped me to my last final. He waited for me to finish my final, and then he took me out to dinner to celebrate the fact that I was done with school. Another reason I knew you were the one is because just everything about you, like, you're so sweet and you're so nice. Like, I think one time we were driving somewhere and there was a toll, and you said, here's extra money to the toll person, and you said, I want to pay the toll for the next person behind me, and then the next people behind me. And I was like, that is such a nice person. And then when we go to the grocery store, sometimes you'll buy sandwiches because you see homeless people outside of the grocery store, and that just touches me because you just love them so much, or you're just so loving. And then another thing that I knew you were the one is because I've never had cats in my life, and you introduced me to Sunrise, Charlie, and Bobby, and now I am the biggest cat lady in the world. I mean, like, I love them so much, and I love how we have them and we take care of them. And then I can keep going, but the last thing I want to share is I knew you were the one when I got really sick. Justin and I first moved in, and I got really sick. Like, my stomach was a mess. We went to the doctors. We had to test me. We had to figure out what was wrong with me. And he went to everyone, and I mean everyone, for help. He asked his Aunt Carrie, who was a doctor. He asked his friend Sherwin, because Sherwin's mom was a doctor as well. He asked all these doctors. He went to everyone to ask for help because I was so sick. I couldn't even get out of bed. Everything I ate made me sick. And I was sick for like months, wasn't I?
It was like more than a month.
More than a month. And like, I was getting really thin and just so sick, and he was there for me, and he was just so concerned. He took care of me. He made sure I was on the brat diet, which was like banana rice, and he never let me eat those McRiblet thingies from Trader Joe's. I just wanted something so that wasn't a banana. He took such good care of me, and I knew that no matter what, like, he was gonna be there for me. And that really shows, like, when someone gets sick, it really shows, like, if you're gonna be there or not. And I love you so much, and I appreciate you, honey.
Appreciate you too.
So how did? Oh, kiss it.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, like, if you guys don't want to see that, fast forward.
Okay, well, how did I know you were the one? So, for me, it was love at first sight. I'm not joking. Or love at first hear. I don't know if that's possible, but actually, this is really kind of maybe creepy. I don't know.
No, it's
not creepy. Okay. When I first read April's profile on Yahoo Personals, I told my roommate before I had even contacted her, before I'd even paid the money to get her contact information, I told Sean, I'm going to marry this girl. That's not a joke. That's not a lie. You can ask him. I don't know why, but I knew that I was going to marry her the moment it was solidified when I heard her voice on the first time, and voice on the phone, and I met her. But I knew from the moment that I met her that I wanted to marry her, and I got the ring for her like 2 years before I even proposed to her. I mean, I knew from the first day I met her that I wanted to marry her. It was absolutely love at first sight.
Thank you, honey.
Okay. Well, it's not. There's nothing to think about. It just happened.
Thank you for being in my life and for marrying me, because
welcome,
I like Alright, so that was it, you guys. If you ended up watching this whole video, we thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
And we wish you all a beautiful day, and we would greatly appreciate it if you headed on over to Cook with April, our other channel, where we show you how to cook and to bake. Well, Justin does it. I show you, and then he'll taste it.
I get to taste it.
Yeah.
I get the easy job.
Yeah. And so that's it. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for watching.
Thanks again.
Bye.